exactly this AWS market is doing right now. Then we will learn about the Amazon Web Services. What exactly the meaning of Amazon Web Services, and then we will go for the different type of AWS services. So AWS is basically are having different services like the compute services and the storage services or the security services. So we will discuss about that too. Then I'll show you how you can create a free tier AWS account for your lab and the learning. And in the continuation of it, we will go and see some of the practicals, the hands-on exercise on EC2 launch, how exactly we can launch an EC2. EBS volume is a storage, it's a elastic block storage, so we will learn about it. And in the end, we will go for a question answer session where I'll explain you about your queries and everything. So I hope everyone will get till the end and learn whatever they want and what I am going to explain you. So, if we talk about the current AWS market, so right now Amazon basically exceeds the over 1 million of the users. So I'll basically quickly cover all these things so that we can go ahead and do the practicals. But this is necessary to know you how exactly the AWS works in the market. So that's why I presented these slides. And the second point is the majority of user base is the small and the mid-sized firms. So in current era, mostly most of the small companies, those who are the startups and those who are running their mid-sized firm means around 500 to 1,000 people in a firm. So they basically use these cloud services because these services are on-demand services, and you need to pay only what you are using. So that's why most of the AWS market is it's basically grows to the 1 million. Then the third point is the whether it is the technology giants, the television networks, the bank or the governments, everyone using AWS. And I hope most of you can easily access over here and can see that Netflix is right now is a big spender
Yeah.
for the AWS, and most probably all of you knows how exactly the Netflix works, and so they are spending around $19 million over AWS technology. Then there is a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional social networking website where you can easily reach to the HRs, reach to the colleges, and reach to the students or the professional giants, those who are working in AWS or anything. So LinkedIn is basically spending $10 million. Then there is a well-known social networking site. I think every student use it. That is Facebook. So Facebook is also using the AWS services, and right now this is spending around $11 million. And then last but not the least, the Adobe. Adobe is using the $8 million for the AWS services, right? So, if we will talk about the job market right now, the job market is open for all those guys who are freshers and those who are in, you can say, the experienced ones. So, the most common question in the mind of every AWS fresher is, can I get a job after completing my BTech or my after completing my graduation or after completing my MCA? So for that, there are only two things by which you can get the jobs in the AWS market. The first one is you need to prepare yourself deeply with the AWS concepts, and yes, you can get the job when you are a AWS fresher, but for that you need to make sure that you know all about AWS cloud. And learning about the AWS cloud is not enough. You need to get good communication skills. You need to go for some good. Actually, you need to prepare yourself for a particular language so that you can have a better combination with the language and the AWS. The certification is the second option that you can hit the market of AWS. So there are plenty of certificates, but as a fresher, you need to go for the AWS cloud practitioner. So the fresher who is going to start the AWS job market is the average and the minimum package is 3.26 lakhs per annum, and if you are a mid-size, then you can go up to 6.02 lakhs. And if the senior level, there is no limitation for the packages, but the minimum package will be 16.60 lakhs. And here are some companies who are hiring for the freshers and who always hire freshers. So the first one is the Amazon India Private Limited itself. They also hire the freshers. Then the Jacob Engineering Group companies, they actually go for the students. Basically, they don't go for the campus placement. They basically create a job and they'll ask you to send your resume and do the needful. Then the Barclays is one of the premium client of AWS, and Barclays, the most important thing for Barclays is to your communication skills. They basically go for those who are having a good communication skills and the knowledge too. So this is the current era for the AWS job market. So if we move forward, then we'll see this is the one of the fun fact that I don't think so many of you knows it. They actually opens AWS basically opens campus. It's the largest campus in Hyderabad, and it at itself creating a 2 lakhs jobs in India. So this is one of the most premium thing for India aspirants, that they can easily get the jobs in the India campus, because this is the one of the largest campus that they are going to run. And over the 15 years, AWS basically spends significantly in India. And as per my experience, I have about 7 years of experience, and right now I am getting a good pay scale. So it's all about the experience and the knowledge that you have. And the new campus, this Hyderabad campus is spread over 9.5 acres, and the most important thing is the technical guys who are going to complete their BCAs, their MCAs, and the BTech. They can easily go for the cloud engineer position and the Hyderabad post. And if you want, I'll explain you how exactly you can do those things. Then let's see how exactly this cloud works. So let's suppose we need to host a website, right? So are you guys comfortable with the English, or I need to put some Hindi words as well?
So
Next,
comfortable. We are
sir.
comfortable in English.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's suppose we need to host a website, right? So for hosting that website, the prerequisite are, the first one is the we need to purchase the servers, right? So let's suppose if you are a startup and you are starting a company for a, like, you can say like Flipkart, you are a e-commerce website, right? So for that, what you need to do is you need to buy servers. So the more the servers are, the more you need to spend the capital on, right? So the second thing is you need to manage the traffic according to the user load, right? So what exactly this means is, let's suppose let's suppose you got a huge traffic on your website, right? So what you need to do is you need to put more and more servers for the smooth running of your website. So for that, what you need to do, you need to add more servers, and you need to manage this traffic by your own. So this is the another headache which we had before the cloud. Then the maintenance and the monitoring, and this is the one of the most important and the hectic part of any server. Let's suppose you have 3, 4, 5, 6, or plenty of servers, and you got any kind of fluctuation, or you got any kind of failure of the device. Then you need to check you by yourself. You don't have any software to check on that. So this will take you a while to figure out what exactly the problem is and how exactly you can solve it. So this is the problem that we had before the cloud computing. And the downsides are, I already explained you, the much more infrastructure you need to have for the more server, for the placement of the more servers. Then you will need to put cost that will be on the higher side. Then the issue detection and the troubleshooting, you will get a complexity where you need to troubleshoot everything, and you need to do it by your own. The third one is due to traffic dependency, the server will be utilized accordingly, right? I explained you, if the load of your website will be on a higher side, then you need to put more servers for it. So this is the today's scenario with the cloud. You don't need to spend a capital to buy servers. So what exactly cloud does is, cloud is having a virtual servers, which we call the instances. So in the AWS, the servers are basically named as the instances. I'll explain you in the further practical that what exactly this instance means. Then there is a data storage will take place on the cloud server. So let's suppose you have a big database company, right? So for that you need to have the big hard drives to put on. You need to have a place to put on those big hard drives. But in the cloud, what we can do, we can easily attach the volumes or the storage devices without having the space. And also all these things will be on the cloud side. And the best part is, whatever you are using, you need to go and pay for only that thing. Let's suppose you are having a storage device of 5 terabyte, right? And now you need only 1 terabyte. So once you are using 1 terabyte, you need to pay for the 1 terabyte. And if you are using for 5 terabyte, then you need to pay for 5 terabyte. Then the auto scaling will be there to take care of traffic flow. So this is the most important part that AWS provide us, the auto scaling. What exactly this auto scaling means is, let's suppose, let's take a simple example so that you can have a better understanding about it. Let's suppose there are two websites, right? The first one is the Flipkart and the another one is Amazon. So right now, let's suppose they are using 50 servers for their website, and the traffic flow for these servers are basically managing 50 lakhs customers, right? And as you all know, they basically give you a big billion sales. That is the weekend sales, or you can say there is a Diwali sale and everything. So the traffic flow on their website will be 2.5 crores, like. So it's a 5 times to the original one. So what they can do, they need to buy the servers, right? So for those servers, they need to get have a place where to put those physical servers. So what AWS does is, AWS basically provide you a feasibility to add servers on the current server. So for that, you don't need to have so many spaces. So at the end of the day, when the when your sale, or you can say your event, the 3 days big billion sale has ended up, what you can do, you can easily return those servers. Return those server means you can basically de-attach those servers and pay only for the original servers, right? So if you are using 50 servers, you need to pay for the 50 servers. Once you get the traffic, high heavy traffic, then if you add 10 more servers, then you need to pay for 40 servers, right? So once you are done with those 10 servers, what you need to pay, you need to pay for the 30 servers. So there is a feasibility of your pay scale, so you can invest your money in growing your company. Then the last one, this is also the most important part, the setup and the maintenance will be done by the cloud provider. So if you get any issues before the cloud, what you need to do is, you need to spend hours to find the issue, and then you need to troubleshoot that. But in the cloud, what you can do, you can have a dedicated customer services from AWS. They basically installed all those things, and they give you the feedback on daily basis. There are alarms, there are everything, so that they can easily detect the problem, and they will troubleshoot the problem as well. Now let's see what exactly the cloud computing is. So the cloud computing is on-demand delivery computing services, database storage.
कॉलेज का डेट भी देख लिया होगा.
And so guys, if you can mute yourself, that will be easier for us. And the other IT resources through a cloud service platform via internet as pay as you go pricing model. So pay as you go, as I already told you, you can use the computing services like the servers, or the applications, the web servers. So you can install those things easily, and you need to pay for only the hours you are going to use it. Let's suppose you are using your server, let's suppose you have a company, right? And the timing of the company is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? So after 6 p.m., those servers are, you cannot shut down those physical servers, right? But you need to pay for those servers after 6 p.m. as well. But in the cloud is, you need to pay only for 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and after that you don't need to pay for that. So this is the meaning of exactly pay as you go pricing model. So these are the top cloud providers in the market, those who are running their cloud services. The first one is the Amazon Web Services. The second one is the Microsoft Azure Cloud. So Microsoft Azure Cloud is one of the premium cloud computing services who is basically have a competition with Amazon Web Services. Then the third one is the Google Cloud, and but last but not the least, I think this is Alibaba Cloud. They are basically going to launch. They already launched it, but the market is not on the higher side. So these are the four top cloud providers right now in the market. Now, what exactly the Amazon Web Services is? Amazon Web Services is basically a platform which offers you the flexible, relatable, and the scalable, easy to use, cost effective cloud computing solutions. This I already explained previously. The flexibility of computing services means you can use the services as you wanted, as required to your company requirement. The scalable means you can use the computing services, the servers on basically the, let's suppose you have a website, then you can use those servers according to the traffic which is going to flow on your website. So these are the things which AWS basically comprises in his whole product. And Amazon Web Services offers a wide range of different business, like the compute services may you can go for the EC2, the light sail, and the other services are there. And the migration you can use it. In the security there are different aspects that you need to take care of. In the networking, you can use the servers, you can use the AD servers, and the database. For the database, you can use the storage devices like ABS. This is Elastic Block Storage, then S3 bucket, and everything.